Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are well. You're watching my YouTube channel BCP Synergy. This is lecture number 1 for physics. In this lecture, we will cover the topics of physics and physical quantity. We will study what is physics, what is its role in technology, the branches of physics, and finally, we will talk about physical quantities. Firstly, what is physics? Physics is the branch of physical science that deals with the study of matter, energy, and their mutual relationship. So there are three things which we study in physics. These are matter, energy, and the mutual relationship of matter and energy. We study about matter, its properties, its states. Then we study about energy and how one form of energy is converted into another form of energy, and we also study about the mutual relationship of both the matter and energy, that how matter is converted into energy and how energy is converted back into matter, right? Okay, now the role of physics in technology. We are understanding the natural world through physics. How? The laws and principles of physics help us understand the nature, right? Then physics also play an important role in the field of science and technology, as most of technologies of our modern society throughout the world are related to physics. And we can more elaborate this point through an observation around us. Firstly, starting from your kitchen, where appliances such as your electric kettle, your electric chopper, a toaster, a refrigerator, an oven, these are the appliances which are based on the laws and principles of physics. Some of the examples mentioned here are of car and refrigerator. A car is made on the principles of mechanics, while a refrigerator is based on the principles of thermodynamics. Now, branches of physics. As the knowledge of physics became more vast, it was difficult to study all of the knowledge of physics in just one branch, right? So physics was divided into many different branches. These are mechanics. It is the branch of physics that deals with the study of motion of objects, its causes and effects. Then sound, it is another branch of physics in which we study about the physical aspects of sound waves, their propagation, their properties and applications. Sound waves require a medium for its propagation, right? Because sound waves are the mechanical waves. They require a medium for their propagation. So how they are propagated in the medium, what are their properties and applications, these are the things we study in this branch of physics. Then electromagnetism. It is the branch of physics in which we study about charges, their effects, and their relationship with magnetism. There are two types of charges: charges at rest and charges in motion. So we study both type of charges in electromagnetism and also their relationship with magnetism. Then waves and oscillation. These are the branches of physics in which we study about the periodic motion, including vibration or oscillation. Then we also study about the oscillatory system and how wave propagates in different media. Particle physics. It is the branch of physics in which we study about the fundamental particles of matter and their interaction among each other. In nuclear physics, we study about the properties and reactions of nuclei. Reactions such as decay processes like alpha decay, beta decay. And we also study about the particles within the nuclei. Now, we will start with the first chapter, that is physical quantities and measurement. As the name of chapter indicates, that we are going to cover two things in this chapter. Firstly, the physical quantities, we will study different things about physical quantities, that what are physical quantities, what are the examples of physical quantities, what are the types of physical quantities, and we will also cover the topic of measurement. Physical quantities. Physical quantities are those quantities which can be measured, or those quantities which are measurable are called as physical quantities. For example, we can measure time, we can measure area and electric current, so these are physical quantities. But there are quantities which cannot be measured, like taste, smell, so they are not physical quantities, right? Physical quantities include only those quantities which can be measured. Physical quantities have magnitude and unit. For example, if you say that you want to measure length of a wall, and after measurement you get the length of a wall as 10 meter. So 10 meter is the length of a wall, where 10 is the magnitude, while m, that is symbol of meter, so meter is a unit, right? So if we say that in the measurement there is a magnitude, that is 10, and there is a unit, that is meter, then length is a physical quantity, right? Types of physical quantity. There are two types of physical quantities. They are base physical quantities and derived physical quantities. What are base physical quantities? As its name indicates that these types of quantities are foundational, means that they are not derived from any quantity, but other quantities are derived from these quantities. So these are the type of physical quantities in terms of which other physical quantities are defined. For example, length, mass, time, etc. There are 7 base physical quantities in SI system. Specifically for SI system, there are 7 base physical quantities. And there are some other systems as well, like MKS system, CGS system, FPS system. They have their own respective base physical quantities. Like in MKS system, there are 3 base physical quantities. In CGS system, again there are 3 base physical quantities. And same for FPS system. Now, what are derived physical quantities? These are the types of physical quantities which are defined in terms of base physical quantities. So its name indicates that these are the physical quantities that are obtained from some other quantities. And what are those some other quantities? They are base physical quantities. Their examples include area, volume, density, velocity, etc. Now, if I talk about the measurements required for both type of physical quantities, then base physical quantities only required one measurement, while derived physical quantities require more than one measurement. Which means that if you want to measure the length of an object, you can directly measure its length. If you want to measure the mass of an object, you can directly measure the mass. And if you want to measure the time, for example, the time span during the examination, so you can directly measure the time using instrument like stopwatch, right? While for derived physical quantities, if you want to measure a derived physical quantity such as area, so you have to take 2 measurements, like 2 lengths, and then you have to take out their product to obtain area. For volume, you have to take 3 measurements, like 3 lengths. For density, you have to take 4 measurements, a mass and 3 lengths. For velocity, you require 2 measurements. Now, there are 7 base physical quantity in SI system. They are: number 1, length. Its base unit is meter and the symbol of meter is m. Then mass. Its base unit is kilogram and the symbol for kilogram is kg. Then time. Its base unit is second and the symbol for second is s. For electric current, base unit is ampere and the symbol for ampere is capital A. Then the next base physical quantity is temperature. Its base unit is Kelvin and the symbol of Kelvin is capital K. And amount of substance, its base unit is mole and the symbol is MOL. Then luminous intensity, It's the last base physical quantity. Its base unit is candela and symbol is CD. Since we are talking about SI system, what is SI system? Firstly, we should know what is a unit. The standard with which physical quantities are measured is called as unit, right? In 1960, the 11th General Conference on Weight and Measurement was held in Paris, right? And what happened in this conference? Every person in this conference agreed for adopting a system of measurement worldwide, and that system was called as International System of Units. The International System of Unit is referred as SI. This is it for today's lecture. In the next lecture, we will focus on derived quantities. I hope you understand this lecture very well. Thank you.